Welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming, and today we are going to go ahead and be building a giant signal bell right here, and we're going to put a little roof over it, and we're going to even build a little secret into it. And then we have another part at the end of the video. We're going to go ahead down to our forge that we built pretty recently, and we're going to go ahead and build a storage room down there for all the great stuff that our workers are building in the forge. So we're going to start here with our bell on this half circle wall that we built over here. And again, pretty much everything in here is really just winging it as I go. Not really a huge plan. I just know that I have this space, which I think is about 13 by 13 or so. But other than that, I don't know much about it or how big I want to build this bell. So I'm really just experimenting here. I didn't build that wall right there an odd width wide, which means the bell might end up being slightly off center, I think, but that'll be okay. It doesn't have to be exactly centered. So again, I'm throwing some blocks down here. I'm going to make the bell out of gold, in case you didn't actually guess that, but I started it like this, and then you'll see here in a second I decide to actually go down one, and that way the bell will only be one off the top, one off the concrete floor. So here's the shape. So you can see it's 7 by 7 and sort of circle-ish. And then what I do here is I just go ahead and get rid of the inside blocks here. That was really just for kind of sizing it and making sure it was equal on all the sides. Then what I do here is I go ahead and I build up that perimeter row of blocks one more, just like that. And that right there is going to be our first part of the bell. Then I'm building the second, slightly smaller section of the bell. I guess we can call it the second layer of the bell. Now here I only made this layer a single block tall, but you'll see in a second here. So again, here I wasn't sure how it was going to look, so I went with that for right now. I kept it a single level. And I go ahead here, I'm going to put the third layer of the bell on. And then when I go here and look at it, I'm like, it needs to be taller yet. So I throw another set of blocks here on top of the third layer. And then when I look at it, it doesn't quite have the shape that I want. So what I go ahead and I do is I break it down to the first level. Essentially this row that I'm pointing to right here, I will break the whole thing and I will make that row, the second layer, we'll call it 2 blocks tall instead of just a single block tall. And then that gives me a shape that I like more so than the shape I have right now. So here's the second level of the second layer of the bell. And then I go ahead in the middle and I put the third layer. And I hear lots of zombies grumbling in the background there. I'm not sure where they're at. I thought I put a bunch of lights and stuff inside the wall, so I thought they wouldn't spawn there anymore, but there must be somewhere that's pretty dark yet. And then I go ahead and throw the last layer right up on top. And right there is kind of the shape of our bell. So I kind of like that. I think it looks pretty good. I feel it looks enough like a bell. Then what I do is I grab some oak logs and pretty much right where the bell ends, the block immediately after where the bell ends, I go ahead and I build 4 posts on each corner. And this is going to be the supports for the roof of the roof that's going to go over the top of the bell. Now I made sure I gave it a little space between the support post and the bell, because if you can imagine, like, the bell is ringing, it will be swinging a little bit. So it needs a little bit of space to kind of sway back and forth, even though it doesn't really do that. I'm just kind of pretending it's, it's realistic and that's what it would do. So it needs a little bit of space. And I go and do that to all 4 corners. I actually placed that one in the wrong place, so you'll see in a second here I break it. And then I go ahead back and put it in the right place. Alright, and then there we have our 4 supports. Then what I do is I grab some dark oak steps, and I'm going to use this for the roof. So I go ahead and I connect all the supports, or all the pillars, with the stairs. So it's kind of starting to take shape now. You can kind of imagine what it's going to look like right now. Then I drop down 1 block, and I go ahead and I place around that perimeter essentially another set of stairs. And this second set here, the lower set, is the overhang for the roof. I always like to put overhangs on the roof. I think it just gives it a little bit better of a look. Alright, and that finishes our first 2 layers of our roof here. And then what I do is I go ahead and I put one more layer in. So I went from the oak pillars to the dark oak stairs, and then you'll see in a second here I also use oak planks. So I pick things that contrast in color a lot, just because it helps things show up better, and it just gives it a nice look. So there we have the roof part, and then I'm putting a flat part of the roof on right here. And this is going to be like an additional outlook area where I can imagine there would be a guard like standing up here who has like a really good view of everything, and then he would yell down if he sees invaders coming or something, and there would be another guard down by the bell who would then ring the bell, and that would alert everybody in the castle to get to their defensive positions. Or maybe they could actually be used for like peacetime too. Like maybe there's a friendly envoy coming, and you're gonna ring the bell to let everybody know that they're coming, so they can get ready and do what they need to do. So what I do is I go ahead and I throw a ladder up this one post here to get up to the top. So that's how the guards and stuff will get up and down up to this lookout. And then here I pick the dark oak fence because it's contrasting with the regular oak slabs right there. And I just put a fence around the perimeter here, and that helps keep things safe. And then I go here and I just break out the corner piece so that we can get into the little lookout area here. And just trying to get an idea there of how it looks as I climb up and down. And then what I do here is I just throw in some extra fencing right here, and I'll do it on the other side as well, just as like a safety thing, so it's not easy to fall off the roof here. You can still fall off the end if you walk straight down, but this way you can at least get out onto the other part of the roof. Alright, so this is kind of our lookout right here. And then I take a look here from a distance. You can kind of see the fencing up there, but you can't really see much because it's so tall. But you can see I can come up here, and then you can see my view that I have from up here. So pretty. If there was a ship or something coming in over the sea there, over the waterway, you would definitely be able to see them from pretty far away. I don't actually know how far that is. I should try to go ahead and count it later on and see how many blocks away that is. Because I guess it wouldn't take that long. You know, I can imagine you could probably run there in like a minute of time. And then I go ahead and I put a chain on top of the bell because, you know, it needs to be hanging by something. And I had trouble connecting it here actually, but I eventually got it. There we are. So now the bell's not just floating in the air. Then I just throw this trapdoor down real quick so it can like squash me down and I can get inside of the bell. And then in here, what I figured we needed then was like a whatever you call the ringer thing or whatever it is that's inside the bell. So again, I go ahead and I hang it with a chain, and then I go ahead and I grab some acacia wood block, and that's my ringer. So there we are. So that's how it's looking right there. And then I decided it would be cool to put like a treasure chest like hidden inside here. That way if we use this for a level at some point in the future, and you know, one of the players, or there could be a clue that kind of leads them to under the bell, and they could find this treasure chest with some stuff in it. And then I had this idea where that'd be cool to use the treasure chest as like the ringing device. So that's what I do. I go ahead, throw the treasure chest on there, and then I go ahead and I put a bunch of random treasure. You can see diamonds and iron ingots and gold bars and copper bars, a whole bunch of stuff. And I put that trapdoor there so I can get out, and I break the outside one so I don't make it too obvious that there's like a secret in there. So that right there is how our bell looks. Let me know what you think of that in the comments, and if you built a bell maybe, or something similar, or you have another idea of something that we can add, something else we could add to our castle, yeah, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from people, and we love to keep adding to our castle or adding to our village that we built previously. It's impressive how, you know, we've been doing this for, I guess, about 8 months now, and it's pretty impressive all the things that we've built in an 8-month time period. Okay, then here we are down in our forge, and over on this side right over here is where we're going to build our storage room. So for this storage room, I'm pretty much using just the regular stone. It's a little bit less fancy than forge with the nice, you know, brick floor. So I'm breaking out here. I think I go either 8 or 10 blocks in this direction, and then I also go up this direction here. So you can see up here I'm going about, I think 10. I think I went about, oh yeah, that one's about 8 to 10 blocks in that direction. Then I go up here in the door. Oh, I'm counting here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I go 8 blocks straight in from the door, and then up here to the right as you walk in the door, I go 14 blocks up. And then I go ahead and I throw a lantern at the end there. Then I go ahead and I clear out this whole area here. And I will zoom through this real quick because, again, it's really nothing. So this is how it looks when it's all cleared out. You can see a nice, pretty big room. And then what I do is I go ahead and I grab a whole bunch of I put down a whole ton of treasure chests. So you can imagine this would be for all the stuff that we build in our forge. Armor and weapons and maybe other stuff. Maybe we have smelted bars or something we keep in here. Just put a whole bunch down. Tons of storage space. I don't put anything in there right now. And then I go ahead and I put a couple lanterns in right up here on the roof to give it a little bit of light. And then you can see that's how our storage room looks. So a nice big room, tons of chests. You know, it'll probably take a little while to fill all that up. And I guess if I need to, I could always put, you know, a level of stairs in there and, you know, build another storage room if I need to. Or I'm sure we'll build another storage room somewhere else. Alright, and then the last thing I show you, here I am out on the cliffside. And you can see how it looks right here. So what I wanted to do is replace a lot of this cobblestone or just regular stone with smooth stone blocks, because I really kind of wanted to make this whole mountainside eventually look like it's more man-made. So you can see there I got a start on it. And then I go ahead back in for another round of replacing the blocks. Eventually, I don't complete it now, but you can see I get a big chunk of it done there, and I'll probably do some more of this, but I'm not going to show everything. I'm not going to show all of this on the video again because it's really not that exciting. I'm just replacing the stone with the smooth stone block. Then I saw this nice little cave down here, which I thought was pretty neat. So I'll probably end up building like a little a boathouse or something down here. And then maybe somehow making a passageway that goes from the castle down to here so you can get out. Alright, and that pretty much finishes up our build for today. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments any future build ideas that you have. And until next time, have a great day.